Good evening and welcome back to the Horror and Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and I just saw the newest entry to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor: Love and Thunder, of course, featuring the popular superhero, the mighty Thor. Yes, I'm a very big Thor fan, obviously, and so, well, what did I think of this new movie featuring the God of Thunder? Uh, let's go and get right into it. So basically, well, first before I reveal my thoughts on this movie, let me go ahead and recap what I think about the other Thor movies. Not all the every movie he's in, like the Avengers and all that stuff. I'll be here all day. Just talk about the solo Thor movies. Well, so the first movie, just called Thor, I thought was good. I like it. It's not like excellent or anything, but I do like it. I think it's a good movie. It's definitely one of the better MCU movies. It's just weird because, like a lot of superhero movie franchises, like they always have that one entry where like the character loses their powers, like Spider-Man 2, Superman 2, stuff like that. It's weird to do that in the first movie, the first time the character's introduced, have him be basically mortal, stripped of his powers through a good chunk of the movie. That was just kind of strange that they did it in the first film. But it's fun. I like it. I like the cast. Chris Hemsworth in particular as the title character as Thor is very charming and very likable. I think he's a great Thor. I like him a lot. Yeah, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster is good. Anthony Hopkins, of course, is Odin, and Tom Hiddleston in particular steals every scene he's in as Loki. He was a great villain and really cool. He had a very interesting arc throughout the whole MCU. But overall, good movie. Thor: The Dark World, I didn't care for it too much. I thought it was a little too, I don't know, it's kind of bleak, kind of grim, like a little too dark, but not in a good way. Like something like, the better Batman movies or Logan or something like that. It was just kind of boring. I only watched it one time though, so I might have to rewatch it. Maybe my opinion will totally change. But overall, I thought this one was mostly disappointing. It wasn't terrible by any means. It was just kind of meh. It was okay. There was things I liked about it. Again, Tom Hiddleston once again was great as Loki. Chris Hemsworth is always good as Thor. Yeah, good cast. The villains were just kind of generic. Kind of seemed like it took a while for Marvel to the MCU to have good villains outside of Loki, but which they finally did. But this one, just kind of bland and just kind of not all that good. Thor Ragnarok I thought was awesome. This is one of my favorite superhero movies, and yes, was the Thor movie I was waiting for. I already reviewed this one. I gave it my first impressions video when it first came out. I thought this movie was really good. It was funny. It was adventurous. It was exciting. It was just excellent. Yeah, great villain and Hela. Tom Hiddleston returns as Loki. He has a cool role once more, of course, and like I said, he has an interesting arc throughout the whole series. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins once again as Zeus. Yeah, great characters, great supporting cast. Thor Ragnarok is awesome. This is still my favorite Thor movie. Now, when it comes to Love and Thunder, which is the fourth film and the most recent in the MCU. Oh, by the way, I loved Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness too. I guess I didn't do a reaction video to that one, but that movie was awesome. But anyway, all right, back to Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, it's the fourth Thor film, and I think it might be my second favorite next to Ragnarok. I think I do like it better than the first film. I definitely like it better than the second film, which is my least favorite. But yeah, I did like it. I did enjoy it a lot. It wasn't perfect by any means. I had some problems with it. I think some of the humor fell a little flat. Not all the jokes always worked. Some of them were a little stupid and juvenile, but it was still pretty funny. I think they didn't. The jokes didn't work quite as well as they did in Ragnarok, but they're there and they're fine. A few moments got some genuine laughs out of me. Yeah, the cast is great. Chris Hemsworth once again as Thor is just awesome. He's probably the best part of the movie. Yeah, he really drives the movie. He's always great. I don't really care for how they kind of seem to want to make him kind of a buffoon. Like they kind of make him. I mean, he's very competent, but they kind of make him a little silly a lot of times. But it's funny and it's fine. It works. He's still plenty heroic and virtuous and honorable and all that stuff. And he is pretty wise at the same time overall. Though it seems like they'd like to make him, do stupid things and, stuff like that, make him kind of goofy. But it's fine, it works. The rest of the cast, yeah, we finally see Jane Foster again, once again played by Natalie Portman, who we haven't seen in a while. And yeah, like the trailer suggests, she does become another Thor. She wields his Mjolnir, which was his hammer, which was his previous weapon before he got destroyed by Hela, and then he replaced it with a Stormbreaker. And there's a lot of really funny scenes where the Stormbreaker seems to be like jealous when whenever he gives his Mjolnir some attention or something. That's pretty fun. That's funny stuff. Those type of jokes did work pretty well. And yeah, Thor. Yeah, the supporting cast is great. Tessa Thompson is great. Korg. Yeah, I forget who voices him. Yeah, he's really good. He's funny. The Guardians of the Galaxy are there briefly. They don't have a lot of screen time, but they're there and they're cool as always. But I think surprisingly, what I thought was one of the best parts of the movie was Christian Bale, yeah, Batman himself, as the villain, Gore. Now, Gore is a character created long after I kind of stopped reading current comics, so I wasn't too familiar with him. But yeah, apparently he's Gore the God Butcher, and he was really cool. He was very creepy, just very menacing. He had a sympathetic backstory, and you kind of felt sorry for him at first, but boy, he kidnaps a bunch of children from the new Asgard, and like there's a scene where he's talking to them, and like doing this almost like this demonic like ventriloquist act, like a gruesome macabre puppet show. Like the way he's talking, wow, is that menacing and just very, very eerie. He reminded me of somebody, maybe Pennywise from the 2017 It movie and It Chapter 2. I think that might be who he reminded me of. But yeah, Christian Bale was great. I think he was he's one of the better villains in the MCU. He did a great job. And yeah, that Gore character, boy, does he give you the chills. He was just really, really scary. Yeah, in a good way. Yeah, I loved him. He was awesome. Yeah, his backstory, like I said, is really interesting too. This is a spoiler-free analysis, by the way. Then Russell Crowe, of course, had a brief scene as Zeus. It's pretty cool how the Thor series in general has always been about Norse mythology. Now they're bringing in the Greek and the Roman mythology of the Zeus character and like mentions of other characters like Hercules and stuff, which is cool because Hercules, of course, is a character in the Marvel comics as well. As well as some of my favorite mythology, and he was a member of the Champions at one point too. It'd be cool if we get a Champions movie, but I don't think there are very many Champions fans out there outside of myself. So, but yeah, overall, yeah, the movie was really good. Like I said, it wasn't quite as good as Ragnarok, and some of the humor fell a little flat. It was just a little childish, but just kind of juvenile. But yeah, the cast was great. The storyline was great. It had the right blend of like levity. There's humorous moments and there's very dramatic moments. The movie knew when to be serious and when to be comedic, and it balanced them really well. There's a lot of really exciting, adventurous moments, some great action, some great fight scenes, and battle scenes. Really beautiful, spectacular visuals too. Excellent scenery. All the different like worlds that we see. Maybe not quite as much as Ragnarok once again, but yeah, they're still very, very detailed and just very cool looking, which is great. So yeah, overall, I really like this movie. I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10, maybe. Like I said, I think it is my second favorite Thor movie next to Ragnarok. I really did enjoy it a lot. I didn't have too many problems with it. The flaws that it did have, I kind of overlooked. And when it comes to the relationship between Thor and Jane Foster, who were pretty much reunited after all these years, they had good chemistry. A lot of people are having a problem with their chemistry, saying it's off, but yeah, it wasn't great. But I think it was adequate. It was sufficient. Again, nothing spectacular. I think it was good enough, and the direction their relationship went in was pretty much what I wanted. It went in the direction I wanted it to go in. I was kind of surprised. Again, I won't give anything away. This is spoiler free, but I was kind of surprised by the ending, kind of the way it went. I wasn't expecting it to happen. I was kind of expecting something totally different to happen. So that kind of caught me off guard. That was good. They didn't go with the obvious, what would have been really obvious and really cliche and generic, which I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been stupid. But I'm kind of glad it went the way it did, and it was very, very heartfelt, very emotional, and again, I know a lot of people are having a problem with that, but I thought it was fine. I thought it worked. There's also a really funny moment. I think they showed part of this in the trailer where One of the other Thor movies did this, where they're like putting on a play, and like there's actors playing Thor and Loki and Odin and Hela, and Melissa McCarthy is Hela, and then I think that Matt Damon was Loki. I didn't recognize the actor playing Thor in the play scene, and as for Odin, I don't know who that was either. Kind of looked like Pierce Brosnan. So if you know who they were, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, yeah, overall, Thor Love and Thunder was a great movie, and it was a welcome entry in the MCU, and like I said, it's my second favorite Thor movie, next to Ragnarok, and I liked it only slightly more than the first Thor. I really need to rewatch all of these. They're not fresh in my mind. Again, the second movie I've only seen one time, so I remember next to nothing about it, so maybe I should get another fair chance. It might be better than I remember. I don't know. I just remember it being kind of bland and forgettable, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to watch it again. But yeah, I do enjoy these movies. I enjoy the series. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the character. I read a lot of Thor comics growing up and still do. Yeah, I think this is definitely a worthy entry. Like I said, there are some problems, but they're not too bad. They're not too distracting. Yeah, great cast, great characters, great visuals, great action, great humor, and great emotional, dramatic moments as well. So yeah, I think that about covers it. I might do another review of this. I need to review all the like MCU movies eventually, and maybe I'll do a spoiler review at some point because I want to get into more about what I liked and didn't like about it, but I can't do so without revealing any serious spoilers. So, but overall, yeah, I thought that it was really good, and look forward to seeing more. And like I said, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was very, very good too. Sam Raimi directed it, and it was very, very Sam Raimi, which was cool. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. That's just awesome. So I'm gonna go read me some Thor right now. Yeah, I love these comics. Yeah, rest in peace, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So yeah, well, what did you guys think of Thor: Love and Thunder? Or are you still enjoying these superhero movies like I am? Or are you getting kind of sick of them and experiencing superhero fatigue? Let me know what you thought of the new Thor movie in the comments below. And by the way, I did get a new Instagram. My old one got hacked into, and really, whoever hacked it made it to where I couldn't get into it, and they couldn't either. They were trying to scam me by emailing me saying, oh, just send me that code that was sent to your email from Instagram. I was like, no, I'm not falling for that. So basically they made it to where they can't access the account and neither can I. So just nobody can use the old account. So everybody's locked out of it. So I did make a new Instagram account, and I'll leave the link in the description below. So go ahead and give me a follow if you want. Basically, it's horror metal YouTube, all lower cases, no spaces. Yeah, just horror metal YouTube, like one word. I might change that eventually. They won't let you use the and symbol on Instagram. So, but yeah, I'll leave the link in the description below. What'd you guys think of Thor: Love and Thunder? Let me know. And as always, thank you for watching the Horror and Metal channel. I'm Hellhound. Until next time, later.